everyone. It's a blustery, gross, windy day here at Andersen Acres, but I still have to check my fences. So I figured I'd answer a question I got earlier about broken or missing eggs. My chickens lay eggs, but they're disappearing. My chickens lay eggs, but they're broken. Right? All of these little things. Yeah, I have some chickens in here. I have to check my fences, but this is where some of my chickens are hiding. In their barn. So I had somebody ask about, hi baby, what you do when you know your chickens are laying eggs, but you can't seem to find any eggs. Just checking my fencing. And it happens, okay? You go out, you're expecting eggs, oh, there are hay bags coming off, that's okay. But you're expecting eggs, there aren't any. It's kind of disappointing and a little bit sad, to be honest. Sometimes eggs are broken by accident. Usually you can see that if it's an accident. Okay, they'll be sitting there broken. Sometimes it's not an accident. Sometimes your hens are eating them. So if you think your hens are eating eggs, and it happens, I'm just scanning for breaks in my fencing here because Arwen's a little butt. Anyway, so it usually begins innocently enough when your hens are eating their eggs. You know, an egg gets broken for a lot of reasons. So a rooster stepped on it, it had a thin shell, it fell from a roost, whatever. Sometimes eggs are broken. Chickens are naturally curious and may start to snack. Eggs are yummy, especially to chickens. Yummy, yummy, yummy. It may not be long before your birds realize that a few broken eggs, well, they can break them themselves. So, sometimes they'll start breaking them on purpose. Now you have egg eaters. What do you do when you have egg eaters? Well, there are a couple things you can try. Start by taking a hard look at your nesting area. Is it too crowded? Do you have too many birds for the nesting area you have? By the way, I did find a spot where I have to fix the fence. Arwen's pushing out right there. Not the point right now, but I found a spot that I absolutely have to fix. Anyway, so back to hens eating their own eggs. Like her, she's an egg eater. So I've dealt with this. So what do you do? Okay, start by checking your nesting area. You might want to look and see if it's too crowded. Are there too many hens trying to get eggs, lay their eggs all at the same time? Maybe add a few more nest boxes if this is the case. Also, you might want to move the nest boxes. Maybe they're in high traffic areas. Are there roosters that walk right by there a lot? Then you might want to move them. Add more padding to your nest boxes. Maybe the eggs are actually just breaking. Maybe they need more straw or sand or whatever you use for bedding. Maybe they need more of it. So try adding some padding. If you have broody hens, get their butts out of the nest boxes that are for your laying hens. Make the broody hens move. They'd rather be by themselves anyway because they're broody and they want to hatch eggs. Okay, so make the broodies move. They have a tendency to break any eggs they're not sitting on. Get them out of there. Give them their own space where they can brood on their eggs in peace. Sometimes hens will break eggs because they're not getting enough calcium. We've talked about calcium in previous videos. So if your flock isn't on layer feed, switch them. If you have too many roosters to feed layer feed, and you're worried about your roosters getting too much calcium, provide more oyster shell or crushed egg shells. Hi, babies. Also, if you're going to feed crushed eggshell, you might want to make sure they're baked and crushed first. You've got 2 more babies in the coop. Okay, whatever. I can see them from here. Whatever. That's fine. Anyway, so if you are feeding crushed eggshell, make sure they're well crushed before you feed them to your birds so your birds won't start thinking, hey, I can easily break open a couple of these eggs. All right, crush up the shells first. Your birds will pick at things when they get bored or stressed. So don't stress your birds out unnecessarily and give them things to do to distract them. Hang treats. Don't overcrowd your coop. Make sure they're not too hot. Handle everyone gently. You have a leaf stuck to your butt, which I think is pretty funny. Yeah, you take your leaf with you. That makes me laugh. If you're sure you know which hen is doing the eating, then you can actually just remove that hen. Okay? Put it in its own coop. Maybe consider rehoming it. Whatever. You can easily figure out what to do with that bird once you know who's doing it. But honestly, once a bird starts eating eggs, it's hard to get them to stop. That's why I collect so often. I do have an egg eater, and I absolutely have to collect 4 times a day. And here's one of the babies. Mama chicken. Spot, you forgot a baby. Crazy chickens. So some people advocate for filling an eggshell with mustard to deter the hens from eating them. That didn't really work for me. Maybe it'll work for you. But my birds seem to enjoy mustard, so we had a problem there. Try putting porcelain eggs in the nest boxes. That's what really worked for me. I'm going to go out here because there's some fun chickens on over that way. But, yeah, so Spot's taking. Thank you, chicken. But so mustard didn't work for me. Porcelain eggs did. Okay? Porcelain eggs were fantastic. So chickens don't like the feel of their beak hitting the porcelain, so they left my eggs alone. If you don't think your chickens are eating the eggs, you might want to look into predators. If entire eggs are completely missing and you can't find any of their remnants, then you really might want to look into whether or not... Thank you, Mary. Thanks. But you really want to look into whether or not you might have predators. There's a chicken butt over here. Honey, are you laying eggs in a bush or are you eating bugs? You're not sure? Okay, Royal. It's fine. You're a beautiful girl. There's chickens in my shed. I'm going to show you the chickens in my shed. They're in trouble. They're eating all the food. Anyway, don't assume it's your birds. It might be a predator. Eggs that are broken might also be a predator, especially if the hens are frightened and hiding. So if you think maybe that you have a predator, you want to keep an eye out and maybe get a coop camera. Because you don't want to go blaming your birds and thinking they're the ones causing the problem when it's actually a weasel. Hi, Baby and Lav. Baby and Lav are in the shed, eating all the food, eating all the... That's goat feed. You suck. You guys are eating all the goat feed. You're bad chickens. You are bad. Anyway, so make sure you check for predators because it's not really fair to blame your birds, think they're all eating eggs and give them all porcelain eggs or make them eat mustard, and it turns out it was a raccoon. We don't have too much in the way of that here. I mean, we have raccoons, we have possums, we have the occasional, we have stouts, which are like weasels but slightly different. So we don't have too many things that'll take eggs. The only one I really worry about is the possum, but he and I have a deal. I feed him cat food, he leaves my chickens alone. So check for predators. It's really getting windy. Now remember that raising chickens for eggs, pardon me, is fun and rewarding, but it's not without an awful lot of challenges. Keep everyone clean, dry, feed them appropriately, keep them entertained so they don't do bad things. I don't know who you are. You don't live here. But keep your chickens entertained and they'll give you eggs for years to come. You do not live here. Go home. That chicken lives 2 doors down. That's not my chicken. This isn't my chicken either. This is not my chicken. I don't know why you guys are here. Anyway, not the point. But raising them for eggs, fun and rewarding. Keep doing it. They'll give you eggs for a long, long time. Chickens don't live just 1 or 2 years. I've got hens that are 9 that are still laying. Cheap. Well, there's still a baby over here. Anyway, that's about it for today because it's actually really windy and I kind of want to get out of here. So we will just go over here and check on Spot and a couple of her babies again. Just because they're cute and fun. And yes, she's eating eggs. No, she's eating bugs, not eggs. My head is in the eggs right now. Anyway, that's it for us here at Andersen Acres for the day. It's quite windy and probably going to be that way for the next few weeks. So you have a good day. Bye-bye.